Be good?
Yep.
Sorry, I had to close the thing. Right then. Okay. Last time, you guys were basically in mid combat, having been tasked to watch over the eastern barricade of the village of Barovia by Ismark, who is the son of Kalyan, who is the burgomaster of Barovia. Much of the last session was, well, pretty much all of it actually, was say watching over this eastern barricade as three waves, or prior to the previous section, but ultimately overall three waves of undead had made their way to the barricade, which did result in quite actually a lot of the barricade being destroyed. And you guys fought off sort of hordes of zombies, a couple of ghouls, and this other sort of stranger zombie which had this red fog like breath, which when it expelled impacted most of you, but unfortunately, God rest his soul, Bill.
Bildrat.
Bildrat himself. Bildrath had unfortunately succumbed and became a zombie, um, showing the powerful nature of the effects of this red misted whatever the hell it was. Um, Upon destroying the zombies in this sort of more powerful zombie, you had very have small amount of rest period, very small, before a uh, a raven had appeared, a with blue tipped wings, which I had mentioned that you had all seen when you first approached the town this way. And this raven was in quite frantically squawking and flapping as if trying to direct you and like pulling your hair and clothes in the direction out west. As you were sort of deciding what to do, you had heard the terrified shouts in the distance and the sound of crunching wood. As you then followed this to the west, I'd moved you over to this map and I'd read the synopsis, which I'm going to do again. You guys had been guided by this raven west toward the town square, then through a series of alleyways behind and around the Blood of the Vine Tavern, which is where you had had the conversation with Ismark, before emerging on the northern side of a street just west of the town square. Um, and when you all arrived, you had seen dozens of bodies littering the street, bloody and unmoving, the air thick with the pungent scent of rot and death, and the howling winds singing with the sound of terrified screams. The barricade protecting the town had been shattered, its splintered remains surrounded by a mound of corpses nearly 6 feet high. In the square, children scream as the elderly and infirm watch with muted horror. Um, I placed you here, but I'm going to move you also just over to here because this makes more sense. Um, and I'll move the Raven as well. Um, the torches to the west have been extinguished. The town's western defenders fled or killed. Only one figure remains standing. Ismark, his clothes torn and bloody, bearing a long sword in his left hand and short sword in his right. 20 feet away from him stands a pale skinned zombie. Its flesh is smooth, sickly white that bulges with crimson veins. Its eyes stare dully towards the tents in the town square beyond, and as a cloud of reddish mist spills gently from its gaping mouth, it takes a shambling step forward. I've moved you guys here. So it's all you guys and Wimple, who's also come along. Because it's is obviously you can't see exactly that from over there. So in terms of the times, I think most of the spells are down because it's been more than a few minutes. How long it's taken, we'll just say 5 minutes. Don't have an exact time, so we'll call it 5 minutes because it isn't exactly a short walk. There's certain things which happened during combat previously, and that combat went for like over 7 rounds. So a lot of the things which were maybe done at the start of that are probably gone. Um, I'm going to fire up the music just because it's deathly quiet without any music. Um, but where are we at? This one will do. This is the same one. So, um, Yeah, so we're gonna need to roll initiative. Brad isn't here, so as a sort of reminder of health, everyone's quite hurt. But especially Fiacra. Fiacra is clinging on to life here. Now he has temporary hit points. Those temporary hit points last until a long rest or until something else replaces them. So even though he has literally one hit point, which I'm just going to tell you, one hit point out of 19 hit points, he does have temporary hit points as well. He has 9 temporary hit points, so he isn't in the worst nick. But yeah, just as a reminder, I don't know. I think his ability, because it only lasted a minute, is actually gone. The one he was given temporary hit points, I did check that. Um, I can paste that in. I think it was it this one? Yeah. The sphere only lasts 1 minute, so that's toast. In terms of that's his channel divinity. He has no more channel divinities either, but he does seem to indicate on his sheet that he has 3 spell slots for first level. Yeah, yeah. So unless you guys have any other questions, as you're led here, actually before I answer any questions, as you're led here, the raven flies off and settles itself up here as if to watch. Okay. Now, is there any questions you guys have? No. All right. Well, we can then roll on it. Sorry, did somebody say something there?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Let me open the turn order then, and we can begin if I can find what turn order looks like. Okay. So initiative rolls, please.
Fake.
Okay. 14.
All right. Middle of the road.
Okay. Let me just. Okay, I think that's everyone. Right. Let me just make a note of this quickly. Then we can get ready to start this. Prince at 13, Pietro at 6, Ismark at 5, and in the rear with the gear, Terry got 4. Right, let me just check something here. I think this is. Where is. Hey, okay. Okay, that's right. Okay. So, at the top of the turn order is Parrywimple. Parrywimple is going to look around at you all and just shouts, "Charge!" 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to get to there and he's going to run up and he is going to, holding his light crossbow, he is going to shoot it at the Zombo. And it just lands, just flies beautifully through the air and just lands in the zombie. And that is his turn. It is now the zombie's turn. The zombie is going to, nice. It's going to move 5, 10, 15 up the Ismark, snarling, and it slams his body against Ismark twice. Let me just actually quickly note what his AC is. It's pretty good. Right. Whoops. Yeah. It slams his body against him twice, and he's able to withstand the effects, holding it back with his sword. And that is it. The zombie's turn. It is now Baker's turn. So Baker, what should he do? Because he is kind of more of a close counter guy but then he has spells. So
What does he have for?
right, actually, I'll go through everything. He's got guidance and resistance as cantrips. He's got word of radiance, which is 5 feet range, and he's got mage hand, so he's no other offensive spells. He's got fairy fire, sleep, shield of faith, healing word, which is your healing one, and which is bonus action, I believe. Yeah, and then he's got protection from evil and good. So well, that's what I'm saying. He's got Warhammer, a quarterstaff, spiritual weapons you can't cast. So no.
One?
Well, he's low health. Would he heal himself?
Yeah, I'm wondering.
Well, he has one. Well, he's got 1 hit point and 9 temporary hit points, so he's got 10 hit points.
Right. So would he actions?
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
Separate him.
That does not sound like a very
Yeah.
Baker thing, but that sounds like a very us thing, and I like it. So do that.
No, you can't get close enough, to be clear. This is as far as you can go.
Yeah, but that.
Okay, well, do you want him to move exactly 60 feet, or do you want him to move just 30 feet? Or some, like, do you want him to move between 30 and, or like 30 from that? I guess that makes sense. Like, uh, I can see at 0 feet. I see arrow now.
I can see the arrow.
I see it now.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'm just.
I think
I
it's
don't have
great.
any better ideas.
Good turn. Yep.
Okay, there's just got something I'm going to mention in a wee minute. Which, okay, well, I'll mention it in a minute. But right, so he's going to cast Healing Word on himself. So that's 4. So he's 5 hit points now. Alrighty. Right. Prince, it's your turn.
Right. Shall I slay these beasties around us and then join the big fray after?
All right, so those are common people, like the elderly and sick and children.
Right, okay.
The only monster is this
Is Green Boy?
is Green Boy.
All right. I get over there as quick as I can. So and then I am melee and I can't. I've got no ranged weapons at all. I don't think you can throw a halberd. So
I think you can throw anything, but it's an improvised weapon. But
maybe the club there. Okay, so I want to get close, but not so close. See, zoop. That's 45. So if I go, here, and then, oh, actually, just in case they move, I'll go here.
okay,
Yeah, that's me.
all right.
And I shout across the chasm of despair. Avast ye!
The Chasm of Despair, also known as the Street.
Yeah, but you like Prince is very much a theater kid.
Yeah, I get it. No, I like it. I like it. It's a very dramatic. You're very dramatic. Pietro.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my whole turn moving up as well. Up here beside Fiacra.
Okay.
And oh, I have no spell slots, so that's my turn.
Okay. Right. It's Ismark's turn. Now, I forgot about something last time. And it doesn't really
Session
matter.
inspiration.
Nope. And it doesn't really matter that I forgot it because it was in your benefit, but I'm applying it now. Is that this thing
roll a D100.
had an ability which I didn't do. It has an aura, yeah. So, and I forgot about it.
So don't worry, I've got crystals. I can counter its aura.
So he needs to make a. It's in 10 feet. 10 feet aura, my boy. So, yeah.
Who else was?
Yeah, I know. Everybody. I kind of felt not so bad. Well, it doesn't really matter because it just means it just impacts now. You just don't know about it. But you were like, why did the other one not have it? Anyway,
Different creature.
yeah, yeah, but it is kind of the same creature. So let me see. So he's going to have to make a Constitution saving throw. Which he makes. Yeah, and he is all good. Right. So now it's actually his turn. So he is going to. Ooh, let me just check something here. Yeah, he's going to make 3 attacks. So nice. Right. So he's carrying a long sword on his right hand and a short sword on his left. He takes 2 big, long, like heavy attacks with his right hand. Just slams his sword into the creature and hits it for a total of 12 damage. As chunks or like cut out of its body. As he comes around, he swings around with his short sword, but he's slightly off balance, and his short sword swing misses. That's his turn. Tarek, it's your turn.
Wait for me. Here and
That sounded kind of like Thrunk. Wait for me.
Gronk is up. You'll never get to hear him again. That's
No,
Oh.
no.
Break our hearts.
Unless I make my next character Thrunk.
well.
Just Thrunk every time. I just play Thrunk every character.
Whole gang's coming together.
Very good.
Now,
Ismark.
yes,
He's not bloody, but he is hurt. So, do I have a description of how hurt he was? I think I said that. His clothes. Yeah, his clothes are torn and bloody.
well,
He's
yes,
taking some scripts.
the blood doesn't.
Yeah, well, he is hurt. Like, I think you could see like cuts and scrapes along his body and his arms and. Like,
Critically.
no, he certainly isn't.
I'm
Like a natural woman.
about half as good as I could be. I'm at half health, but I have temporary hit points.
I'm below half of what I could be.
I've
We're not reaching our full potential.
Or I have.
My healing juice.
Yeah. All right. So
I think so.
Thick ass bitch.
absolute least amount of.
Wait,
Well, hopefully the rolls just get better.
Yep.
yeah.
You rolled that exactly last session as well, didn't you?
No.
0 plus 1 is in fact 1.
Has I gave.
You're that's right. That's right.
All right.
Your character's called Snake Eyes now. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I'll have to get the wolf. Let me fetch him. Where is he? I'll give you 11. Where is he? Here he is. You should be able to move him as normal. On the fence. Yeah. Alrighty. Top of the turn order. You still can't get close enough.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you as well. Yeah. He's gonna move to there. Well, I'll say he's there, but he's like, I think he still could have got there. So he's there, but he's going. Well, he can stand there. He's gonna shoot again from here. That's a hit for 1 damage. Wow. The other roll was a crit. Unfortunately, he didn't get to do it, but alas, that is him. Right. It's Zombo's turn. He is going to let me just check something. Yeah, it's gonna move 5, 10, 15. He's going to take a attack. Which is a crit. Nice.
Nice.
So he takes 14 damage from the opportunity attack. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I get an opportunity.
You do. If you want to use it.
Yeah.
Because it is your reaction after all. So
14.
that's a hit.
5 slashing.
Right. And then it's going to move. Right. You have an opportunity attack. Yeah. Yes, and then it needs, yeah, it's a hit, yeah, and then it needs to make a 3 special thing. Yeah, 7. And then what's the strength save? Just the same as that. It feels. So it actually worked.
Ooh, worked for once.
You did trip it. So it's prone. And that's its turn.
Ooh.
So as it gets there, Ismark turns and shouts, "Don't let it reach the square!"
Do what I can.
It's Fieger's turn.
Feels very.
It sounds like Thronk as a dog. Yeah. What do you want him to do? He's out of reach now again. I love how it's like you guys all ran down the street, and then this thing just went bye, and it just ran around everybody.
That happened.
It's very Benny Hill-esque.
I mean,
Try to body block him.
Well, he can double move. I can't see because of things. I don't see why not. Well, where do you want him to move to? Are you in agreement all to do that, or
Yeah.
Prince? Are you happy enough with that? Alrighty then. So he has not responded. So top. Yeah. So
You can
he'll
get
go
close
there.
enough to get an opportunity attack and melee on him.
So that's his turn. It's Prince's turn.
Dun, dun, dun,
I presume
dun.
you were content with this plan to block this off.
Yeah.
But he can't go through immediately through him. But yeah, I mean around him.
Well, this is 30 feet for me.
Yeah,
So,
see.
Right.
so
try an attack.
I want to attack.
Well, debate it because I need to get a drink. We can redo Baker's turn if that's not what you want to do. By the way, so just because we did, I did ask and you weren't there. So I think it's just I just think about it. I'll be 2 seconds.
Well, I mean, I can go around, but it just means that I can't attack as well.
Right.
Yes. So, should I go here or here?
There. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he can move. Oh, yeah.
Well, the other thing, because no matter what, it can go through, but it'll get attack of opportunity. Well, we'll get attacks of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
But if I go here, I can attack now, and then if it runs away next turn, I can get an attack of opportunity as well.
Right, but might be.
Mm.
Yeah, and then up and across and round.
We'd have to spend.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Should we try this then? See if I can knock her down.
Well, it's already down.
But yes, but like that'll get me 2 attacks, right? Like one now and then next round.
Yep.
Which might be enough between Faker and I to kill it.
And Pietro and Thierry will be there as well for more attacks of opportunity. Actually, Thierry, you'll be able to get an attack as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, the turn order hasn't updated. Yeah. So
Yes.
yep. I think this then.
All right. Well,
Because no matter what, like if it doesn't die, it gets to the square, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to do?
All right, I'm gonna stop here and attack.
Oh, so you're not wanting to do, first of all, you're not wanting to redo Faker's turn.
no,
Correct.
we'll leave Faker there.
Okay.
Right.
So you are wanting to do what? It's prone. So
yeah.
So
I'm gonna attack, and then I just need to see what I need to do to declare Divine Smite. Is it just when I hit, or if I hit?
No, it's whatever it says. I don't know.
When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can also spend. Okay, so if I hit, then I'll. Okay, cool. Right.
Okay, so
But it's
Which-
before damage, right? I can't be like, oh, I hit and it dies. Now, as a bonus action, I add my Divine Smite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just roll to see. I'll tell you if it hits, and you decide what you want to do.
Yeah. In addition, yeah. Okay. Right. Right. Great sword smash.
That's a hit.
I've got 2 spell slots. Should I burn one on Divine Smite?
What else would you spend it on?
True. I think. Well, assuming this is the final combat of this night, I do it. Oh, okay. I'm glad.
Cold blooded. Yeah, so right, 16 damage. It's pretty nice. So let me just
Okay.
check something. Okay. Yeah, it's nice.
Great.
It's bloodied.
Ooh. Right. Well, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Pietro, it's your turn.
I don't have any ranged options, so I'm just going to stick to the body blocking plan. I'm going to go here beside Fiacre, and that'll be my turn.
We need to check this actually. Oh, right. It's only Keezer starts his turn. Okay.
Yeah, the aura.
Yeah, and there's only when it starts his turn, so it'll be next time.
I start my.
It is Mark's turn though.
Yeah.
Is Mark's like fucking out here in the dust. So are you still trying to block it? Because Ismark's going to kind of react on the basis of what you're doing. He's going to try and help, obviously.
We are still blocked.
He can go there.
Yeah.
So he can go there. Well, okay. Well, if he sees you, I get to decide what he does. So, yeah, if he sees that you guys are like starting to try and use your like you're trying to block there, then he'll come up and like turn around and to block as well. And that's his turn. Target is now your turn, but you are within 10 feet of it. Con save, please. Yeah, that's grand. You feel this sort of like smoky, like red fogged aura of this creature, and you're like breathing it in, but it doesn't seem to impact any. Your constitution is strong enough to withstand it. So yeah, please proceed. I'll give you the wee heart icon. That just means you're immune. You're immune from it. You don't have to roll again.
Nice.
If you fail the roll, though, the effects are devastating for you. So, right.
All right.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's a hit.
Double prone.
I assume it just doesn't apply if it's already prone. Yeah. So it just can't be stun locked into prone arguably forever. It's like it stands up and just falls over again. Yeah, like in a game or something. Yeah.
All at the leg. Take it all.
You will die on the spot. Yeah. All right. Cool. Anything else?
You know what? I'll use my.
I was gonna say he just like lifts a paw out like a wee fucking tub of cream, like rubs it on himself.
Well, no, this one I'm using.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Oh, there was a 1 in the roll though.
Well, the one is.
Oh,
Was that? So does the one I've got 7 temporary? Does the one replace that, or is it a choice? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Right.
He's back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Parry turn, but because he's prone, he has disadvantage to shoot it. So he is going to just move on up. He's just going to double move to here. So
Give up,
that's
monster. We have you surrounded.
that is Parry turn. Um, right. I mean, it's its turn. It's going to stand up for half its movement. I just want to see here. Yeah, it's going to attack. So it's going to attack, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options. So I'll just roll it here. And so it's going to attack Parrywimple for the first attack. And Pietro for the second. So it's going to start slamming itself around. So the first slam is against Parrywimple, and it's a miss. The second one's against you, Pietro, and it's a 16. Does that hit?
No, armor class 18.
Right, very good. Well, that's its turn. And it is now Faker's turn. So Faker needs to make his constitution saving throw. So. Oh dear.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, so he is poisoned and he can't regain hit points until the end of its next turn. Yeah. No, he is just poisoned, I think, ongoing. So disadvantage. So he can attack now with disadvantage with his Warhammer.
Yeah.
And these attacks, well, it's facing Pietro, so no advantage. The only person who gets advantage in this situation is Prince. And you, well, you.
Hack tactics.
All right. Yes, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. But okay, but in terms of the facing, Prince. Right. So just a normal Warhammer, you can do 1 or 2-handed. I guess 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did you?
that's yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Oh no, it's just a normal attack. He has. Oh, it does value. Yeah, we have thing. Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the facing. Yeah. All right. He can bonus action healing word. Should he?
Hold on to it for now, I guess. Right?
Yeah, he has 2 more. So
Yeah.
I can see.
I'm gonna give him a wee poison thing.
I think everyone's currently in okay condition.
It's also somebody goes down. You can just cast it to get them up. Or am I saying that? I think that is what he said. The reason why he kept them, or at least I know that is something that he would probably do. So, yeah. All right, Princess, your turn. So you have advantage.
Okay. Great sword again.
Do you advantage? Yeah. Great sword. Yeah. 18. Nice.
Should I use my last divine smite?
It is a hit.
Your call, Prince.
How bloody, like, I mean, okay. I don't think there's going to be any more combat after this tonight. So I go for it for style points. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Vampire, I cast you out.
Another one.
What is going on? Well, anyway, 19 radiant.
Yeah, nice. Still going. It's pretty hurt.
What?
Even rolling a 1.
All right. I mean, I mean, the other one was a 7. Like out of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 19's okay.
The thing is, you asking about this thing? No, it has a lot of hit points. Sure, the last one had even more hit points.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, if you want me to be clear, this thing has like over 100 hit points. So, yeah. Anything else?
No, that's all I have in the tank.
All right, Pietro.
Yep. Just gonna attack him.
All right.
All I have is my sword and my god. Oh, fuck. The first one. It's 10.
That hits.
Oh. 10 slashing.
Very nice. Yeah, it's starting to get pretty hurt now.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about your conscious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm so forgetful. Yeah, so you both needed to make your con saves. So, Prince, make your con save. Oh, yeah, well,
Right.
actually, yeah,
I jumped ahead there.
yours is fine. You're immune. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, this might negate your roll. Oh, no.
But no.
Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't actually because he had facing. So it was just a normal roll. So you still make it. So you're all good.
Nice.
But you are poisoned, yeah.
It's all right. That +1 hit point will make all the difference.
Yeah. So it saved you. So yeah, it's Ismark's turn. And Ismark has 3 attacks to make. So as much as I like to give the glory to the players, and it's unfortunate Ismark, he slices across the air with his longsword twice, because the second one was a critical hit, which is for like 21 damage, plus there's already 4 damage, the other one. For 25 damage, yeah, he just strikes it down. And it dies. Yeah. Exactly. So
That's teamwork.
it's teamwork, yeah. So yeah, Ismark, as he slams down with his sword, looking quite exhausted about this whole thing. And he turns to you all and says, "Thank you for your help. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't gotten here, or for these people." And he turns and he looks at all the people who are like horrified. You say, the elderly, children, the infirm, who are all watching on. And it's unfortunate what's happened to all these others. And he looks back down the street to all these corpses. and he says, I'm going to check on everyone here and see if they're okay. And he makes his way over. What do you guys want to do here? Oh, yeah. Barry Little's going to walk over to check. Start chatting to people.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. Just walk over to people and make sure there's nobody wounded and do basic medical care.
I think Faker will maybe go as well. You going in dog form?
Yeah, I'm still in
Popper.
dog form.
Popper. What about you, Prince? Are you moving in?
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's pass along.
All right. So Faker will go around. He'll take them and he'll start handing them out. As you are doing this, you hear the sound coming from the west of footsteps, or sorry, hoof steps, squelching through the mud. And if you guys all go and look, let's see, I'm trying to get this sorted here. From the shadows on the western road emerges a cloaked man riding an ash grey horse with dull, shadowed eyes. Behind it trail a dozen shambling undead, flanking the horseman with 6 to a side. The flickering torchlight paints the man's features in shades of burning orange and red, revealing a tall, lithe figure of dusky complexion. Don't know if that's PC, but okay. With long black hair that falls past his neck. A light cloak is draped across his shoulders, its edge rimmed with thick white fur, and gloves of supple black leather cover his hands. A deep blue tunic trimmed with bronze is visible beneath a layer of tough yet flexible leather armor. And a curved saber hangs from a sheath at his belt, with a pair of scimitars strapped to his back above it. His ears taper sharply upward to elven points, and his dark brown eyes bear a quiet awareness and a casual, almost predatory gaze as they shift slowly across his surroundings. A long, wicked scar cuts across his forehead, just above where lines have begun to mark his face with age, and his lips are pulled back into a thin, perpetual frown. He makes his way slowly with this horde. When they're all there. Along the street. And as he reaches here, he makes his way forward to here. Upon seeing this happen, Ismark has made his way forward to here. And as he reaches the top of the town square, his resonant voice carries across the square. Having pulled a scroll from his cloak and unfurled it. 67 days passed. This people rose in unlawful rebellion against Strahd von Zarevich, Count of Barovia, master of Castle Ravenloft, and protector of the Balanok Mountains. For this treasonous act, this settlement has been met with righteous punishment, so that its inhabitants might learn the weight of their defiance. Witnessed by the eyes of the dead and damned, this price has been extracted in blood, common and noble alike. Let it be known that on this day the mercy of Strahd von Jarvich extends once more unto those who return to their fief and field, while those who continue in their folly shall be swept away as chaff before the wind. He then looks over everybody as he says this, and you see him start to roll across or to close over the scroll, rolling it up again. He then begins to, you see him looking through the crowd. Do you guys do anything, or you don't have to? I'm just asking, do you do anything?
By my options.
You mean insight check? Like, +1. Well, the way it's always the ones.
Yeah, that's right. Couldn't roll. Ones again.
Yeah. You see Ismark is looking at him, and he's looking at this horse figure, or the man on top of the horse. And he appears to be kind of like, you can see that he's sort of tensing in his jaw. His face is kind of stiff and stone-like as he's just looking at him. But whether there's any recognition of this figure, you don't know. As you're looking at Ismark, though, and you all see this as well, this figure on the horse, he is sort of stepping beyond, and he's looking around, like into the kind of the background at all the figures, and then he comes to look at Ismark, and as he moves closer, everyone but Fiacre feels this. It begins with a dull roar, a prickle at the edge of your awareness, like the washing of the ocean against the shore. And as the man comes closer and closer to you, as he's making his way towards Ismark, the muffled sound of the ocean, this ocean against the shore sound, grows ever more insistent, amplifying and building upon itself until it resolves more from a more innocuous sound, almost like waves, into a torrent of screams. Your ears fill with a cacophony of 1,000 voices, pleading, suffering, dying, a psychic onslaught that crashes against your mind from every direction, leaving little room for thought. The man, though, appears unflinching, seemingly undisturbed by the cacophony of screams around him. And as you look around, you can see that these individuals here, the closest people, are also seem to be like holding their heads, um, in fear. As he stops on his horse, the figure looks down at Ismark, and you can see him just sitting on his horse and silently observing him. And as he looks at him, he says, "Please accept my congratulations on your new position and my condolences on your loss." And as he does so, he looks at him for a brief second before turning and walking and riding back to meet his entourage of zombies. And he begins to ride off, and he then disappears into the distance.
Was the Burgomeister
It was. It's. I can actually quickly check for you. It's. The Burgomaster's mansion is. So let me just check here. Burgomaster's mansion is to the south. Is my understanding. So, um, so as he rides away, you've been looking at Ismark, and he's addressed Ismark directly. Looking at Ismark, he seems to be kind of glassy-eyed, and suddenly he lets out a cry, "Oh God!" and he starts to run. And he disappears off screen.
I'm going to follow after him.
All right, what the rest of you doing?
I will follow.
Yep, no bother.
I will also follow.
And my sword, Faker is going.
That's literally word for word what I say.
All right, cool.
But I changed it to great because accuracy and copyright.
Alrighty. So, let me just actually bring you back a wee second.
Oh, he's back.
No, yeah, I'm just moving you
Turned
guys.
around, came back. Oh, yeah. I was in a
I'm,
rush.
I'm just moving. back.
Ah,
Didn't mean to leave
Uh,
you behind.
As you follow Ismark, you see him running to the. You guys are all kind of able to keep up, or at least you can at least see behind. You're not trailing too far behind him. And you reach the Burgomaster's mansion, which is where he's running to. You find the grounds abandoned and the front door ajar. He runs inside, shouting, "Father! Irina!" Presumably, you just follow inside.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because I brought your wolf form. Apologies. That's all right. No issue. Where's your character? Where is he? Oh, there he is.
He was on the fence.
Yeah, on the fence. Yes, I need to bring him over. There you go. You see
Thank
now?
you. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are you wanting to go inside? Follow him inside.
Yeah.
Okay. You see as Mark, he runs. Stop going to the door. He runs into the house. I start slamming the door in his time of this is serious issue. So like he runs into the house and you see him calling out the name again. Irina, father. And he looks around and he runs up the stairs. As you follow him, you see him run into a parlor. A red pool surrounds on the floor the burgomaster's unmoving form. His glassy eyes staring unseeing towards the ceiling as blood drips from a long, elegant slash across his chest. Haha, very funny. Not far away, Irina lies crumpled across the carpet beneath a boarded up window, its ragged curtains drifting lazily in the cold wind. Ismark drops to the ground, starts to cradle his father's head in his hands. Father,
Can you hear me?
He turns around and looks at Prince.
Eric's going to make his way over to and
All right, make a medicine check.
10.
Yeah, I mean, as you go and you check, you can see that she has a pulse, and so she is alive, but she looks quite pale and weak. And you note 2 bloody puncture wounds have pierced the flesh of her neck.
Very.
Good berries fix everything, right?
They're good.
And they're berries.
Good.
What's it? Up there. As Ismark looks at Colin, his father, he sets it. He lifts his head and he looks at him, and then he sets his head down, and then he makes his way over to Irina, and sees you looking at her, Terrig. Do you say anything, or
Oh, I'll respond
I mean, he's looking at you, so
live, but wounded.
that's good. Great. And he like cups her face in his hand, and as he does, suddenly Irina stirs awake, and she says, "Where am I? What's happened?" And Ismark says, "Everything's going to be okay. I'm here now." And these people who we previously found, they're here too. And she sort of sits up and pulls into an embrace with Ismark. And as she like rests her head on Ismark's shoulder, she seems to turn her head in a way towards her father, Colin. And suddenly she lets out a shriek of despair. "Oh my God. Father." And Ismark squeezes her tightly and says, "It's okay. It's okay." What do you guys do?
I'm going to kneel down and close Colligan's eyes.
All right. You can do so.
Then
Anything
I'm
else?
going to just investigate without getting in the way of the 2 siblings. If there's any sort of indication of, who or what was in here that attacked them.
You can make an investigation check.
14.
Okay. I mean, you look around and it appears that there was some degree of a scuffle in the room. I mean, the most telling sign is your observation of the puncture wounds in Irina's neck, which indicates something which could do such a thing was likely here. But beyond that, I mean, there's nothing in terms of how the room's tossed up or anything which would indicate, or on him, he's been slashed with a sword, Colin, and he already was quite injured, if you recall from your previous encounter with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's hurt. He was already pretty hurt, and um,
Very.
that's it. That's it. God damn it! You look over and you see the
Job.
berry just sitting there with like dust on it. Fucker. Yeah. So as you're like looking around investigating, you hear uh, Ismark say to, or they're both comforting each other, and Ismark says, "What happened?" And she kind of releases herself from like the hug, and she looks at into like looking at like a they're very close together. She looks at into sort of Ismark's eyes, and she says, and she notes all the rest of you guys around as well. She says, as you know, brother, and you know, and or maybe were aware, I was at the southern barricade, and as the siege progressed, I returned to the manor to retrieve a fresh quiver of crossbow bolts. And as I was here in the house, I heard father inviting somebody to enter the house, but his voice sounded strange. And she holds her arms to her chest. He was calm, too calm, like somebody else was speaking for him. And Ismark says, "Did you see it? Did you see who it was?" And she says, "No, I can't remember exactly anyway. It was a tall, gaunt silhouette, a deep, resonant voice, and a set of burning, hypnotic red eyes. And I remember it was a man, he spoke to me. I can't remember what he said, but all I remember is next feeling this sharp pain in my neck, followed by the sound of father shouting. And the last thing I can remember is hearing this voice murmur, 'We shall meet again.'" And Ismark sort of sets back a bit. "Do you think it could be?" And Irina says, "The devil himself, Strahd von Zarevich." And she looks repulsed. You can clearly see on her face as she says that. "Why would he kill father but spare me? Oh, father, this is all my fault." And as Mark hugs her again, "It's not your fault. How could you have known anything about this?" And they hug each other deeply and sit in silence. Is there anything you just want to do? You're willing to interject at any time. And by the way, you don't.
Just
Or
can we sort of put our brains together? I'll assist them with that. That's what I was going to do as well.
maybe you're a bit more.
Not really.
So, I'm a dum dum.
I got 0.
Huh?
So
I've got -1.
okay, so somehow I am the more intelligent. What would you like?
Well, so you're trying to work out This is what I imagine you guys look at. Sorry, I was looking for this image. This is what you guys look like.
I have
I
a
know
black-
things. Duh.
I am completely.
Sure, buddy. uh,
Let's take this round hole.
it goes in the square hole. Yeah. 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 So, like, if to know about, do you know what puncher rooms do? Is that what your question is? What could do them?
Well, the nature of cause that fight or bite.
Well, I don't think you need to necessarily roll. You were told, I think, when by Ismark himself that vampires were prevalent when at the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Right, but would I know that?
I would say, look, I think that it's kind of general, even from where you, because you guys are not from here, you're not from, it's not Kansas anymore, but like you know, I would say you would know that they bite. Yeah, I would say you would know that vampires do this sort of thing.
And
Like, I don't think you even need to roll for that. It's like it's common knowledge to any person in our world who knows that vampires bite necks. You know, like it's in the real world.
then
So
I'll
good question. You can make a roll to see if you know that. And saying that that's not exactly necessarily how it works in D&D. So like
yeah. So that's why mechanic.
yeah, mechanically, yeah, you can make a roll. Yeah,
17.
I would say that you don't really know. You said she's been bitten, but doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be or not going to be. You don't know.
Well, you know what they say: once bitten, twice shy.
You don't. I would say you don't know.
Pietro's noted that down.
Um. Okay. So they sit in that sort of state. Unless there's anything else you want to ask at this point in time or think about, or if you want to spend 10 minutes doing it, that's fine. But we'll probably proceed on to the next part because while you're doing that.
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay, so as you're starting to prepare to do that, Ismark, he sort of steps, pulls back, and he says, "May I ask? You've already done so much for us in this town or this village, and may I ask that you stay here with Irina? I just want to make sure that everybody is okay in the town square."
Of course.
He nods his head and he says, "Thank you. We will see to our father's burial tomorrow. And if you can, try to get some sleep. You've earned more. You've more than earned it. Irina can show you to the rooms." What are you gonna say?
I was just going to put my hand on his shoulder and just lay on hand to give him 2 extra hit points. And just say, thank you, and I'm sorry for your loss. Trying to make him feel better.
Yeah, he says thank you. Your support, all your support means a lot to us. And you see him start to head back down the stairs. Irina, she sits up and she says, Yes. Thank you. And this has taken a lot out of me, and I'm sure this is taking a lot out of you as well. I could show you to your rooms now if you'd like.
Yes, of course.
Yes? Your
Yep.
finger up?
No, no,
Oh, right, sorry.
I did.
Oh,
Doggy.
puppy. How's he getting on? That's good to hear. Yeah. I thought you had a question. I was
Oh,
like, huh?
yeah.
And I was like, oh, there he is. Oh, he's watching, waiting, anticipating.
Yeah.
So, she shows you to two guest bedrooms, and she says, I don't know how much sleep you'll be able to get or any, but hopefully this provides a quiet place for you to rest.
Thank you. And try to get some sleep yourself. I know it will be difficult.
Yes.
I'll hand her berry.
Okay. Yeah, she accepts it. And she says, she just says out loud, he wasn't my real father, but he found me as a child, but he took me in and cared for me and loved me dearly.
Sounds like a real father to me.
He was. And after the loss of our mother, he did his best to raise us. And yeah. And he she says, I'll see you in the morning. And she turns and makes her way out. The room is let me see, actually. The rooms are dead on. You can take a long rest in them. Prince, as you are looking around the room, you see a torn piece of paper that kind of looks like it's been ripped out of a book, and it's sitting on a table. And it says on the kind of bottom of the page, it's not the full book, but it says Van Richten's Guide to Vampires by Dr. Rudolf van Richten is kind of
Yes.
on. It's kind of in like the footnote of the page to kind of say what the book is. And you find the following. Now, I'm going to leave this with you, and I presume you will share this between the rest of the guys.
Depends what it says. If it's like, "Hi, Prince, I know who you are."
Nope, it's in the chat. So that's what you find, and you can determine, but that's what's in the chat.
Right.
And I'll be back in. It's in the chat, sorry, and I'm back on it.
Yeah, you can. You could. I'll read this out loud to everyone. In some shadowed corners of the world, the vampire reigns as a fearsome predator. Beyond mere bloodlust, these creatures are cursed with a range of abilities and weaknesses that make them as enigmatic as they are terrifying, etc. I don't know. I can do like my darky voice. Their bodies are resilient to mundane weapons, shrugging off blows that would fell most mortals and regenerating even grievous wounds. Right, I will also be right back.
Yeah, will we go on break here?
All right. Have you all had the opportunity to read the text? Well, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Prince, did you? Okay, if you all read it, great. Prince,
I've
I
shared it
presume
with
you shared
everyone
it. You shared it with everyone.
intimately.
All right. Well, it's up to you what you want to do with that information. But say this is a scrap of paper. It's not a full book. Looks like it's been ripped out of a book.
Well, I mean, the good news is that the author has fortunately told us what the book's from.
It's just printed on the page. Let's just say.
Yeah. So if we see the rest of the book, then we'll know what it is.
Okay.
We have not.
That was just this. Well, Prince had found this as he was sort of looking around the room upon being
Yeah.
guided into it by Arena. So, and then that's been shared amongst yourselves and whatever things you want to discuss about that. What do you want to do now? Are you wanting to have a long rest or?
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Based on what I'm reading in that,
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a very interesting last paragraph. Must fully drain the blood of its victim without killing it. A torturous and careful process that can often take
days?
multiple nights.
yeah,
I mean, I think the most important thing is that everyone's accounted for, everyone is indoors, and no one invites anyone in.
yeah.
Insert long rest.
But the father was Collian invited whoever it was, presumably Strahd, into the house. So he may have been, based on what the siblings said.
Do we know if you have? Is it? Do you have to? Is it every? Do they have to ask every time? Or like, if a vampire comes in for the night, stays over, has a good time, and then they leave. Like the next time they knock on the door, can they just come in? They must return to their coffin crypt grave the rest of the day.
How you?
Gonna enter a residence without an invitation. I guess we just have to make sure, one use only.
I'm wondering. Someone needs.
I think that's a good idea. If we could
Yeah.
take it in turns.
Yeah, I rate that.
All right. If you're all doing that, I would say Faker agrees to do it as well.
And my detect magic.
Oh, so you still did that?
I still was gonna do that.
Okay. No traces of magic that you can see. No. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
That's all.
Okay. So you guys are in your rooms then, or in a room discussing this. You've across two rooms, of course. Are you just wanting to take watches then?
Yeah.
And what form does that take? Are you just like staying in the room just listening out, or are you just going to go and say to Irina, or what are you just wanting to do?
I think Irina.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, at this point, it's probably about like, say, like 10 o'clock or something like this in the evening, because you've had, well, maybe not even that late. By the time it was dusk and these things happened, and then you ran across, it's probably even maybe about even earlier than that, maybe about 8 or so. But it is dark. So who's going to go and say to Irina then?
I'll go.
All right.
I'll head out and look for her.
Yeah, if you go out, you find her down with her father's corpse, and she sort of like kneeled over it, like with her hand in his hand, holding it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, my lady, but
Sure. Yes, no problem. Is there anything I can help you with?
no, we've had a discussion upstairs. We have decided we're going to take it in shifts, keeping watch here tonight. Do you have a preference for where we should post at? Post up at?
She says, I don't know. Do you need, look, I appreciate the concern, but I don't know if you need to do that. But if it helps you, and I guess it does. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but yeah, sure. If it helps you, if you can tense yourselves, then yes. At anywhere. So this is on the first floor, but she's like, because that's where his body was.
Mm,
She says, um, I my bedroom's up here, so if you wanna post out in the hall or maybe even downstairs, I don't know, whatever you think's best.
yes, we'll stay out in the hall.
Sure. I'm waiting for my brother to come back. I'm expecting him back.
Of course.
And thank you.
I'm debating on if I should tell her about that last paragraph or not. I do an insight check, see if she just wants to be left alone right now.
Okay.
I'm guessing she does.
Yeah, roll insight. Yeah, I mean, she's just her father figures just died, and
Yeah.
she's just sitting there, and like in my mind as you were describing this, it was just like she was like on the floor, and you were just in the background like looking at her. Like yeah, yeah, that's how it was in my brain. Anyway, so, he's just like 2 meters away, just looking at her.
Oh
Are
no.
you safe? Are you safe? Are you safe? So yeah,
And
but like
I?
no,
And
yeah.
I?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yeah. So no, that was in my brain anyway. But no, I think she is grateful for it. But especially given what's transpired. But like it's been a long day, and she's hurt, and
Yeah, I don't want to give her more bad news.
yeah. So like. She doesn't interact with you again, but she seems to content if you're wanting to do that, even for your own selves.
Yeah.
It's not hated or anything. It's just this is difficult.
Yeah. So I'll head back up and I'll just say, if you need anything, just let us know. And then I'll head back up.
Thank you. So are you keeping a watch in some shape or form, or?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll take the first watch since I went out. I'll go back to the others and say I couldn't tell her about that last paragraph. She seemed really... It's a bit much for tonight, I think. But we can keep watching the hall, 2-hour shifts. I'll take the first watch.
Alrighty.
I'll go second.
Okay. And then. Yeah, fair. Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys start to commence your long rest. Then, you are able to do your first watch, Pietro, and nothing happens. The second watch, then Prince, you come out and sit in the hall, and at this time, Irina isn't going to bed or anything like that. She's kind of resting, with the body, um, and I would say that shortly before midnight, um, on your watch, Prince, Ismark returns um, to the mansion, and as you're sitting in the hall, um, you can hear this.
Mhm.
Everybody else is resting, so you're in a long rest, which I don't know. If I would say some of you are maybe probably sleeping because it's a long rest. So you can make perception checks if you want to see if it awakens you. But I mean, you are. I mean, what's going to happen anyway? To be clear, actually, maybe to be clear about this is that you can hear like a muffled argument, Prince, from the
Yeah.
floor below. Yeah, I mean, I think you should all probably hear this. I can make it. Well, I'll make it for. Well, I'll make it for Faker, but even though you'll probably, because obviously he's not here, but
Can I like still stay watch and like creep
Yeah.
towards the stairs and give a is everything all right down there?
Well, you might want to let me explain what was happening before you want to. You did think if you want to do that,
Okay, go ahead.
because you're going to hear what it is,
Oh, okay.
and I would say all you everybody does get to hear this, so I would say you should maybe it becomes slightly heightened at this point where you are all able to hear this. It doesn't disturb your long rest, okay? It's not interrupted, just to be clear, mechanically, but just this is what you hear. And so, as you either are on watch or you're lying awake, you hear murmurs from downstairs, which are largely indistinct, but in no case of those who are resting, it's kind of loud enough to kind of waken you up. And as you strain your ears, the words come slowly into focus. Excuse me. Irina's voice, sharp with indignation, pierces the silence. You have no right, Ismark. You can't just decide to send me away like I'm some kind of inconvenience. I'm father's child as much as you, and our people need me to rebuild. You need me too. And Ismark, you then hear his voice. And his voice isn't it's sort of blunt. It's more measured, though laced with you can hear by its
Cyanide.
tone by who's this was with a note of worry. The devil has set sights on you, and even if we don't believe the legend about women with red hair, others might. Barovia just isn't safe for you anymore. And a snort of defiance echoes from the other side or below, from the floor below. I am no coward, Ismark, and I will not abandon our friends and neighbours in their hour of need. It then goes silence for a while, and you can just about make out Ismark saying, Gertruda left the village this morning alone. A ragged breath, sounding like Arena says, Why? Her mother thinks she went to Valakai. She was convinced that help from Valakai is the only way to end our suffering. There's another long silence, about 20, 30 seconds. I'm not asking you to abandon them, but there's others who need your help. Think about our neighbours who fled for Valakai. They need guidance, advocacy, and perhaps a leader to bring them home one day. After another long pause, Irina's voice says, and I would say people who Fiacra and Pedro and Prince, you are the only ones who hear this. So, Derek, you don't hear this. I still don't like it. And this is even quieter, so this part's even quieter. So it's only Derek who doesn't hear us. It's your choice. I can't take that away from you. But after losing father, I can't. I can't bear the thought of losing you too. There's another long silence. And I think everyone then hears this. I will go, if only for you, and only if we bury father first. Together. After this happens, so everybody else in your room, who are in the rooms, aren't going to be privy to this. But Prince, you're on the watch in the hall,
Mm-hmm.
and you see both the figures of Irina and Ismark make their way up the stairs. I think you see this. You see that as they both come up, you see their eyes are red and blotchy, as if they've been crying.
Yeah, that's
And
understandable. Like, do they acknowledge me?
no, they just
Right.
make their way into the rooms, which aren't past where you guys are in the sort of guest rooms.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, in that case, I'll stay sheepish and out of the way.
Okay. They make their way into the rooms and close the door. Your watch then comes to an end, and you make your way back to the room. At the end of the hall, there's a window. And as you are passing the window to make your way into your room, you see the eaves of a nearby house. And there's probably about, I don't know, 14, 15, 16 bats watching silently from the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You then make your way into your room.
Before I go into the room, I firmly but quietly state to the bats, you have no invitation here. This is a formal non-invitation. Just in case anyone said or indicated otherwise, I formally do not invite you into this residence.
Okay, you do so. And you make your way into the room. And you can start your rest.
Oh yes.
And the rest of you guys
Three hit points.
you do your watches, and
Can I leave a note for the, or can I tell whoever's like next, like there are bats outside, don't let the vampire in.
Yeah, faker.
Also be on the lookout for people who are red-haired.
So Irina.
Yep.
Yeah. You can do so. And he acknowledges that. Yeah, he'll do so, and he'll pass that on to you as well, Terry.
Cool.
He'll pass it forward. But as the rest of you guys do watches, as you all do watches for the rest of the night, it passes without incident, and you all awaken the following morning shortly before dawn. So yeah, if you haven't already rolled your long rests, then please do so. I think that I don't know about his channel divinities, how they work. When's he get them back? Let me see.
Long rest.
The temporary hit points will have disappeared on a long rest, won't they?
Yep. It does have it on a sheet. Beginning at 6, you can use your channel. Oh, it's 6th level. Right, it only has one, so yeah. Alrighty. So that's back. Alrighty. So you guys were all awake. What do you guys do? You saying? Is that it? Yeah. Nope. Nothing. It passes without incident. Nothing happens.
Breakfast.
Berries
Yes.
galore.
Berry for.
I'll take it.
So you're going downstairs if you're on the last watch, to be clear. Okay, as you head downstairs, you see that in the living area, the burgomaster's corpse is already sitting in a coffin. In the living area. And I would say that if so, is it shortly before dawn you're going down? Okay, so I would say probably about that time that you would probably see both them go down at that time, as in Ismark and Irina.
Oh, so they.
Well, they get up at that time, as is what I'm saying. Is that they haven't been up all night? Is kind of what I thought your question was. But the burgomaster's corpse is already in the coffin at this time. It seems to have been done during the night. And if you do start to ask about making breakfast, Irina insists about making breakfast for you all.
Then I acquiesce.
If you still want to do your good berries, it's up to you. But she is very insistent.
You just sneak some berries on each plate.
You just
There's a pair.
you open the door and there's the hundreds of fucking good berries like behind the door and just burst into the room. It's like you will eat the good berries. No, it's well, she's making it, and I presume everybody else then comes down at some point if you've woken up, came down slightly earlier. If everybody else comes down, and as Mark is kind of just looking at the body, etc. So all downstairs, and you come down for breakfast. Everyone's there, and Irina is making goat's milk porridge and cups of chamomile. Can't even say that word. Bad tea.
Oh,
Chamomile. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chamomile. Yeah. She's making that tea for breakfast. Yeah. So it's porridge and tea, for breakfast, and she's able to serve all that up. As Actually, I mean, it's all set up around the table, so I assume you all sit down to eat at the table. And as everybody sort of sits around there, Ismark starts to speak up as you're eating breakfast. And he says, well, he looks at you all as you're eating, and he looks very, I mean, he looks sad, very solemn, and he says, "I'm sorry to ask you for this. You've already done so much here, and it says a lot for your character that you have so willingly done these things. And this is," and he strains his face. He said, like as he pained, they ask this. "I have 3 favors I wish to ask." And he's like straining his face, and he opens his eyes and looks at you all. And what sort of expressions does he see? Are you like open? Are you willing to listen? Or you're just like appalled that he's asked for this? Or how do you look?
I just
Welcoming.
nod my head.
Keurig is in on the table, staring at.
Okay. And Prince?
I'm googly-eyed.
You flick your eye and it like flicks around in the wee thing. the wee plastic thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I give him anime eyes.
So he looks at you all and he says, and he's very hushed as he's saying this. Irina seems to have become a target for the devil and our fellow villagers here, as you've seen yesterday. I don't believe it's safe here anymore, especially in the shadow of the castle above. He says, "I'd ask that you take Irina away from here to Valakai. Perhaps you've probably heard of this place. Well, maybe you've heard about this. I appreciate you're not from here, but in the last day or so, it's a settlement in the heart of the valley, and it's beyond the view of Castle Ravenloft, and hopefully beyond the reach of the vampire Strahd von Zarevich.
Is it not still in his domain?
It is, and it's a gamble, especially since she's vulnerable outside our home. But I've heard it's well defended there. It is not here. And many people have went from here recently to Valakai. It'll be safer there. St. Andrew's Church, I've heard in Valakai, is hallowed ground, and it protects its congregants from vampires and other undead. I would go myself, but I suppose he looks down into his porridge. As my father's successor, I have to stay here. I have my own duties. Would you be willing to bring her to St. Andrew's Church in my stead?" And then he says, he then continues. So that's the first thing. Strahd's attack on the village has only strengthened my belief that Barovians, we must find some way of escaping the vampire's tyranny. We cannot go on living like this. I've heard how terrible things were 100 years ago, before he went to sleep. Vampires lurking in every shadow, parents and their children disappearing in the night, rats and wolves and bats reporting our every move to the castle. Even if the devil goes dormant again in 50 or 60 years' time, who would we be if we condemned our children and grandchildren to that same fate? He's getting more animated as he says this. I ask you to be discreet in your activity so as to avoid more wrath from Strahd back onto our village here. But I ask you to seek the wisdom of Madame Eva A Vistani seer and sage who dwells at Tazir Pool. If anyone might know how the devil can be destroyed and our people freed, it's her. He then looks at you all to see how you're going to respond, as if anticipating a response.
I'm nodding my head intently, keeping his gaze, letting them know that I'm in, basically.
From the message, what would you do?
I have my own duties here. I am the new Burgomeister.
Raising an
I don't know. I haven't put that much thought into it. I'll have to go through my father's papers. I mean, look what happened to the last uprising against the castle. That is what's brought this fate of the last few days upon us.
high point. Rid you of
I suppose I have, but that is anything that you can do discreetly will be more. I don't expect you to march upon the gates. I think you would be destroyed. However, I think that anything that you are all very capable. I've seen the things that you have done here, and anything that you can do will certainly be more discreet than what an army of us villagers and well, the people here can do. Prince, do you have anything you want to say?
I'm keen to keep the people alive. And also keen to rid this place of the demon emperor, Strahd.
I think we
As
all
long
are.
as those two goals do not clash, I think we owe it to the people.
He nods and he says, I agree. We owe the people here a lot. And the people have suffered here long enough.
and this
Uh,
Ava. Did we have from you?
She is open to everyone. I don't think necessary, but if you wish, I can write you something as the new burgomaster. But it wasn't to her, I don't think. There was one from Colin, the previous burgomaster. Yeah.
Tried whatever.
See, he doesn't know that because he wasn't there. So, but he's willing to do so if it helps. As you're asking this, let me just check something here. Here, it's in my notes. Terry, as you notice this, as you're asking that question, you look down and you see a rat, which is kind of peeked out underneath like a small chair, like in between like the bottom of the chair and the legs just set it off the ground. It's peeked out and it's watching. You see that it's watching you all with a rapt, malevolent, and intelligent interest. It's clearly looking around as people are talking, and you noticed it before, but now it's become more apparent to you. And as it sees you looking at it, it begins to dash towards the kitchen.
Absar.
Ismark turns and looks, and the rat is running towards a large hole in the kitchen. If nobody acts, Irina, who's in the kitchen, she pulls her rapier out and stabs it through and says, "I think you're right. I think this is one of Strahd's spies. He has eyes and ears everywhere."
I'm familiar with see and hear.
He may have both, but I know of the creatures of this realm are his eyes and ears. This is Mark saying this. And we have to be wary about the information that they're reporting back. It's being reported back whether they're familiars or creatures of the realm or not. But I've heard of both, so you have to be careful. Things aren't even safe in our own home here. And his lip quivers slightly, says, "Even after last night, no one's safe. This is why Irina cannot stay here." And then he looks over you all and he says, "My final favor, and I'm sorry for asking this, but..." And Irina walks over and she puts her hand on his Mark's shoulder and says, "Would you please help us carrying my father's coffin to the church?"
Of course.
Is there any way we can examine the corpse for bite marks and potential vampirity? Without-
O'Collions?
Hmm?
Whose corpse? Oh, as in like, well, there's only one corpse. The previous burgomasters.
Yeah, just to like.
Yeah, Tarek investigated this. He was looking at, yeah. So, and I think actually as well, Pietro did. No, there's no bite marks.
Okay.
He's just dead.
He's just dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'm very happy to accept.
Alrighty. Right. I'm gonna be 2 seconds here, and then we'll begin the next bit. Think. Is there anything else you want to do or ask? Think about it, because I'll be back in 2 seconds to say.
Okay.
We can get that done.
Good eye. X long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that might be thought about, or if we
Great.
We should ask for a map as well of this valley.
Anything tactical?
although we'd be traveling with
Mm, but don't know how far. Going to be dropping her off first, and then going to meet this Eva or Ava. Valakai. Also, I'm not sure if did we find out what the last uprising actually did? Like, did they go to the castle and attack? Okay.
Alrighty. So, um, when you guys, well, do you have anything else you want to ask, or anything you want to do, or?
Yeah, I was going to ask Ismark if he can provide a map of the valley or of the area.
He says, "I don't have one right now, but I'm certainly I can see if I can provide one or find one here. That's no problem. So he'll do it for you, but not right now."
how many days?
Thank you.
So that's a good question. Um, that's a very good question.
Be the best question I've ever heard.
He's
How
asked.
did you come up with it?
He's asking you to go to see this Madam Eva, which is en route. So, yeah, because he's asked you to go to Sir Pool and Valakai, and
What was the first location, sorry?
I don't even know how you pronounce it. To Sir. It's in the game chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
same here.
Your
Let me try
connection is
refreshing.
interrupted. Anything you do, yep.
There you go. Oh yeah, so is mine. Yeah, that's
Circle.
okay. That's okay. We don't. Well, we do kind of need things in the middle, but
Yeah.
I'm refreshing.
Yeah, I'm refreshing, but I'm just on the loading page now.
It doesn't matter necessarily, because we don't need the Roll20 for the minute. But it's in the Discord chat.
Yeah, Sir Poole.
Serpool, yeah, to Serpool or whatever. So you've asked there how long it is. Well, I mean that's en route, so it just depends. How far would it take you to walk directly to there? Like a day. That's all I can kind of say at the minute.
I only asked.
Okay. I would say, look, you'll have an opportunity to do that en route.
While we're traveling.
Right, nice. Alrighty. Um, is there anything else?
Yeah, just one more question. Um, Regarding the last uprising, were they able to reach the castle? Do you know?
Are you asking Ismark this or Irina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Irina speaks up. What's your question again? Sorry, I'm just reading this.
The last uprising, were they successfully able to make it to the castle, at least?
I think Ismark, he did advise of that. Um, she says, just over 3 months ago, a man here, Doru, he announced a crusade against Castle Ravenloft that would free Barovia from the mists and return sunlight to the valley. Over 200, or sorry, not 200, 2 dozen young Barovians accompanied him, as well as a scholar from distant lands named Alanic Ray, who'd been staying as a guest at our home for several weeks. They made it to the castle, but none of them made it back, or very few made it back.
There were survivors?
Actually, let me even check that. Let me see. Might- Oh, sorry, none of them actually came back. No, so there was no survivors.
There were no survivors.
She says, just to be clear, sorry, there was a different thing in the thing. 3 months ago, a pack of revolutionaries marched off the castle of Ravenloft to slay the vampire. Doru, the son of Father Donovich, the village priest, led it. And no one came back. And a few days later, a dust-skinned elf and came to the village to announce we had 90 days to make peace before the gods, before the lords of Castle Ravenloft. Ismark then says, "I believe it's the elf we saw yesterday."
Hey,
And Irina says, "Father Donovich is who we're going to see now at the church." Is there anything else? Are you going to ask something else there, or
No, that's everything.
Okay.
Thank you for indulging me.
yes, no problem. And are you all ready to go then?
Yep.
All right. So you're having to lift the coffin with them to bring to the church, and Ismark and Irina, they take the front of the coffin. You guys then, with Ismark and Irina taking the lead, start to lead the coffin through the streets towards the church, which is to the north end of the village. And as you walk through the streets, you see that any villagers stop and, bow their head in respect. You see that there's individuals in the windows looking out, doing similar sort of things. And eventually, you guys start to approach the church, and atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a grey, sagging edifice of stone and wood. This church has obviously weathered the assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises toward the back, and flickering light shines through holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load. And you start to make your way through the ground into the grounds of the church. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I'm preparing the next map. Um, what the fuck is going on here? Why can't? Oh my god, the whole thing's frozen. The whole Rule 20 is just frozen. I tried to delete something, the whole thing froze. Okay, and now I'm missing some fear. What the? Sorry, I've just things all fucked up here. So what's the order of you guys carrying the coffin?
I'll go at the
So-
back since I'm fairly strong.
Okay,
I'll go the other side of the back.
Very
Okay,
good.
so yeah, okay.
5, 4. 5, 5.
Alrighty.
He's set.
Dense.
Alrighty, let me move you guys over. And use your lead, because this is being led by Irene and Ismark towards. And as you get closer, you'll see that the church is in really bad condition. The heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and scarred by fire. And Ismark, he makes his way out ahead to the door of the church. You guys are probably a bit closer than that. And he knocks at the door and calls out, "Father Donovich." Ismark's knock echoes through the cold air, and a voice echoes out. From behind you. And as you kind of turn your heads to look while holding the coffin, it's Periwinkle. He steps forward and he says, well, he steps forward. You see his clothes are still disheveled and bloodstained from the previous night. And his cheeks are blotchy and red. "You won't come out," he calls back. And Ismark turns, starts hammering the door again. What do you guys do? You guys do anything, or
I turned to Periwinkle. Why won't he come out?
I don't know. I think so. I asked a few others, and he was seen to be inside. He was always so open, but and Ismark and Irina sort of acknowledge this and say, "Yes, he was of that nature." Periwinkle says, "Ever since the siege started, he shut himself inside the church, and he turns away most visitors. When I last saw him a couple of days ago, he looked like he hadn't slept or bathed in almost a week. And when I seen him, he wasn't wearing his holy symbol." I always loved that about him. I always loved how the light would glint off its surface. And I love how he spoke about his son, Doru, and how the sun once shone here. But ever since Doru left, to fight, to go against Strahd, with that strange fella, Alanik. I miss them. And Alanik had this monkey. I used to love playing with it. My uncle said that he died.
This Alanik, scholar from
I don't know who he was. He just went with him. I hope they both survived. I hope I get to play with the monkey again. Well, nice speaking to you. And he 180s. He walks out. La la la
Okay,
la
catch you later
la la
then.
la la.
Take care now. Bye bye then.
This guy's like a Lenny Mice and Men character, like so. He's like la 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 la.
I want to play with the monkey, George.
I love the monkey. Bang.
You can go.
The
play with the
genuinely though, if you want to ask him anything, he can.
Go play with the monkey all you want. Play with the monkey all night long.
It kind of like the way it's written in the thing is that like it's just like a street, but it's like kind of like a strange area for him to be walking around in. But like that's just the way it is. So
Oh, that was
yeah, you go.
written in-
Yeah, yeah. It's just this map is designed in a way.
Well, he might have been here to Bildrath.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. But yeah, as he disappears, he says, "Well, I wish you all the very best, and come to Bildras Mercantile before you leave if you want." It would be nice to say bye again. And then he disappears.
Farewell, Periwimple.
Bring him with us.
Yeah. We have to. He doesn't have any other home.
He has literally Bildras Mercantile where he lives.
Bildrath
You're gonna take him out.
spawns.
Yeah, well,
He'll be happy in the wilderness with us.
yeah, in this unsafe wilderness where everything kills you. Yeah, he'll be good, real good. Yeah. Seeing all this, Ismark, he comes back and he says, "I think we should just go in." Yeah.
Then enter we shall.
Okay, you guys all want to go in then?
Yep.
Right. Well, whoever wants to open the door. Get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur.
You open the door. Altar?
Oh, did I do this map the wrong way? I might have done it the wrong way. Yeah, fuck it, I did it the wrong way. Yeah.
Okay.
This is supposed to be the window.
Yeah, I've read this the wrong way around. Yeah, yeah. Well, no, there's not to be anything there. I just thought that this is the way in because there's a big fucking lead up, and right, doesn't matter. Just come in, right?
Because we're just like, you climb the wall to open the door.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, God forbid I did it wrong.
No, that's fine.
I love this. It's very thematic.
If you want, I can fix it quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just enter through the window.
I think I assumed that was a big high window. I think you don't have. No. Just do it the other way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hello, Emperor of Death.
Right. So the doors open to reveal a 10-foot wide, 20-foot
Man.
long hall leading to a brightly lit chapel. Actually, that kind of makes sense now. The hall is unlit and reeks of mildew. 4 doors, 2 on each side of the hall, lead to adjacent chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer. Which to Ismark for some reason.
Do I recognize?
Same question.
I would say probably not.
You roll as well.
It doesn't matter if you roll; you won't recognize it.
Okay.
It's not of your particular gods, so I would say you don't recognize it. And as you enter, the prayers halt. The sound of muffled prayer stops, and a hoarse, tired voice rings through the chamber from the figure kneeling. It says, "I cannot offer the blessing you seek. Go and leave this accursed place in peace." And he sits up, he stands up and he turns and he says, "Oh, Ismark Arena." And he looks over the rest of you all and he says, "I didn't realize it was you." And Ismark says, "Unfortunately, with the latest events, our father has passed on, and we seek his burial." And Father Donovich looks over and he says, "I would be most glad to see a burial, but I cannot perform the holy rites that would sanctify your father Collion's remains. I'm very sorry for his passing."
Why can you not, Father?
It says, "Well, you've seen the state of this place. When my son Doru set off for Castle Ravenloft, I presented him with my holy symbol of the Morning Lord, a bronze sunburst on a leather cord, to keep him safe in the face of darkness. And he failed to return to me. Till 6 days ago, he did return. Now a vampire spawn. I was able to trick him. I was able to lure him down below and trap him. And ever since, I've been unable to cast spells or feel the Morning Lord's presence. I cannot complete the rite. He has my holy symbol, and Strahd's foul influence has corrupted me. He's corrupted my connection to the gods. That can only be it. He is down below, but he is not my son anymore. He's dead, and the creature down there that wears his skin is a mockery that must be destroyed." Does that answer your question?
Do they not recoil from?
I do not know. But the one down below that came for me, came for this. Do you think that any creature that would recoil would cause this? And he gestures around with his hands.
Yes, I think it's quite specific. I, Prince here. It says certain holy symbols in a book that I read once. So perhaps it would be worth stocking up on different varieties to find what is most effective against the vampire. But sunlight and running water are quite effective also. So maybe some more windows.
He looks at you and he says, "My son has been lost, and you blaspheme in my chapel."
Just trying to help.
I don't think your help could fix this.
Well, appreciably not, and I am desperately sorry. But this may prevent future attacks and save the future of other people.
Perhaps so. I will heed your word going forward. In any case, and he looks at Ismark and Irina says, "I cannot bury your father without my holy symbol." He says, "If you're willing, go down and retrieve it. That is all I can do. Without that, I cannot do anything. As in, all I can do is with that symbol. I will complete the proper burial rites."
And you feel your connect.
Well, I don't know what else I can do. There is no connection here right now.
And which way? Underground. Prison.
He gestures to the doors behind him, particularly this door. He says, "You need this key. There's a padlocked door." Ismark looks over you all and says, if you need assistance, I will help. But I do not wish to expose Irina to anything further."
No, you and Irina should stay here. We can handle this.
Aye.
Don't split.
Yeah. Right. So Donovich is he's handed over the key. Are you all wanting to go down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to ask Father Donovich, how did he get in? How did he get into the village?
He walked in. It was an attack upon the church. You would probably know that the church is, say, it's on the northern side of the town, and so it's a bit more exposed.
Hmm. Don't they need to be invited indoors? Ah, my mistake.
Donovan says, "I think he thought he was coming home." As you guys are starting to make your way, it is Mark. As you guys are making your way down, it is Mark says to Father Donovich, "Unfortunately, Gertruda has gone missing." And Father Donovich, he drops his head and he says, he starts murmuring what appears to be like a very like silent prayer. He said, and he says, "You just make out. I wish the Morning Lord to keep her and protect her soul." Donovich turns and looks at you and he says, "Gertruda was my Doru's betrothed." And he says, "I wish you luck." Perhaps we should end here because it's actually 10 minutes, but it's a lot later than.
Mhm.
But you guys are also you're able to get in here. In there is the thing. So just to point out what I'm talking about. Bada bing, bada boom. This door here. You've been given the key to that door. Yeah.